All right, guys, the other video did uploaded pretty quickly, so I'll go ahead and do another one and show you. This is a view kind of the just inside the gate of the house where my wife's grandparents live. And I wanted to show you kind of I guess a quick view of maybe, I don't know if there is such a thing as a typical middle-class house, but anyway, my wife's grandparents are middle class. They're not rich, they're not poor, they're just middle class folks, kind of like what I consider myself to be, my background. But here's a view of kind of the house. Now this one here on the right is a little bit more rustic. They haven't really renovated this, but you see it's got the concrete blocks and everything, and so this is what a lot of houses would look like if they're not painted. They don't really use, they try to use a lot more concrete blocks and concrete based building than they would use wood, and I'm assuming that's because of the termites. You see we've got some clothes hanging over here. People really don't use clothes dryers that much here because you've got you know, the electricity is fairly expensive, and you've got a free clothes dryer in the way of the sun, so most people just hang their clothes out. So anyway, I'll take you through a quick walkthrough. This house on the left side is where they pretty much live. The one on the right side, I don't think anyone's living there right now. But as you see, they've got it painted and everything really nicely here. And you'll also notice it's very common for houses here to have burglar bars. And I've mentioned that in some other videos. It's part of the security here. But I'm going to take you through just a quick walkthrough. We will see. I don't know how well this GoPro will handle the lighting conditions, but we'll just kind of try it and see. So this is kind of the living room area, and as you can see, a lot of families have something kind of like this. I don't know if you would call this a shrine, but just some of the religious things, I guess you could say, here. And there I am. Anyway, this is the living room. They would call this a sala in Tagalog. That's Tagalog for living room. Over that door and then this door, that's 2 bedrooms. I'm not going to go in there, but this is just some of the little decorations and stuff that Nanay has. I remember some of these right here. I believe I know I gave this one to her because someone gave me this one. It's really nice, but I was afraid it would get damaged if I tried to carry it to the States. So we just gave this one to her. These are some of the decorations and things like that she has. There's some different pictures. And of course there's a picture from our wedding and some cute little cartoon type things that they had done for Nanay and Tatay. There's Nanay doing videoke. Maybe later I'll film some of that. We're going to have a little party here in a few days, and we'll see that. But here's the regular kitchen. You saw the dirty kitchen earlier, but here is the regular kitchen. There's the mandatory rice cooker. There's some water dispensers. Remember, I've told you that you cannot drink tap water usually here. Here's some of the cabinets. And I did mention earlier, they do have a stove. They prefer to cook in the dirty kitchen as much as possible to keep the heat outside, but if you move to the Philippines, you're probably going to use a stove, probably something like this. You see that tube going down and that connects over to the gas there in the corner. But anyway, that's just a quick tour of there's a picture of the Last Supper there and the spoon and fork. That's a big thing you'll see in a lot of Filipino homes. So anyway, just thought I would show that to you. And this is Nanay and Tatay's house. This is where my wife grew up for the most part, for most of her life. And Nanay has had this house renovated over time as they've saved up money and everything. So this is where we will be staying for the next about 3 weeks.